Hey everybody, I'm David with Bolivar Live, and welcome to another Bolivar Live, the Lighthouse series. You know, Bolivar and Galveston County has endured a lot of storms down here. But today we're going to talk about Carla. It hit in 61?
September the 7th, 1961.
Almost to the day for Ike, because it was September 8th.
That's correct.
You know, Carla was sort of like Ike when it came to size, and it took up the whole Gulf, and it sat out in the middle of the Gulf for 2 or 3 days.
About 3 days.
About 3 days, and being on the dirty side, Bolivar got hammered. But one thing Carla brought in, not only sand over the road and stuff, but it brought in snakes. Tell us what you saw with Carla and what we had before Carla and what we had after Carla.
Well, when Carla moved in, its circulation came from the Matagorda Bay, Freeport area, and came in this way.
Right.
And it sat here in churned for days. And it brought in snakes that we hadn't had in this area. In fact, actually brought in some rattlesnakes.
So before Carla, we had water moccasins up close to the marsh, but we didn't have rattlesnakes down here.
Not very many.
Really?
Not that I know of. But I do know after Carla we had some snakes, rattlesnakes down here. My brother Arthur experienced that when he was mowing the pastures down at Crystal Beach before he ran across some diamondbacks on Crystal Beach there, where the hotel is on Crystal Beach. But we had more cottonmouth moccasins down here then than we had normally. And we ran across them when we were working our cows in the pasture down there before we were riding to a marshy area.
Right.
And this would be in the springtime when the snakes were coming out. That's when we first started really noticing they come out and they get on top of the marsh grass.
To sun.
And some of those cottonmouths were 3.5 to 4 feet long. They were big
round
snakes. Bad boys.
Did you ever, any of the horses get bit by them?
No, but we had our cow crew driving alongside the canal. We had one cowboy that was particularly scared of the rattlesnakes, and he told my brother Don, he said, Don says, I'm gonna tell you something. If my horse throws me and one of those snakes is on that grass over there, he said, don't worry about the snake bite killing me. He said, I'll be dead before I hit the ground from a heart attack.
Because he was scared.
He was scared to death, yes, correct.
Did you see the numbers of snakes go down as the years passed and get back to more normal, or did they stay here?
No, they were here until, well, I'm going to tell you something, what really took them out was Ike. Ike cleaned their plate.
So that Carla brought them in, and then Ike took them out.
We had some before Carla was here, certainly, but Carla really added to them. We've never had that kind of problem before.
Well, I know after Ike, they actually brought, I believe, red-tailed hawks in to help because we had a problem with mice down here and stuff like that. And so they actually brought in I believe it was red-tailed hawks, and released them here on Bolivar to help with the rodent, because we had problems with mice and varmints down here, and that was their way of, you know, sort of stabilizing everything. So,
that's correct.
Well, every once in a while you come across a rattlesnake, you know, in the dunes they're bad, and a lot of people walk up in the dunes and they've got signs up now that shows, you know, don't go in the dunes because of the rattlesnakes. And I know down when we were duck hunting around here, there's some big water moccasins down here, and we've got some big gators down here too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So in fact, after Ike, one of my friends from Huntsville ran cadaver dogs for the state, and they were going down Goat Island. We've talked about Goat Island, and he called me. He lived up on the north end of the Trinity, and he said, David, we've got some gators up there, but y'all got some big gators down here. So anyway, well, there's another story on some of the storms we've had here, and we're going to be back next week with another great show and some history here on Bolivar Peninsula. Lloyd, thanks for joining us again today. It's sort of comfortable sitting out here in the fog, isn't it?
It is. It's starting to lift a little bit right now.
A little bit. Hopefully we've got a front coming in. I think Wednesday it's supposed to cool things down again. So anyway, we're going to head on out. Glad y'all can join us. Thanks, Lloyd, for joining us. And until next time, I'm David with Bolivar Live. Y'all have a great day, great week. Come see us. God bless, and bye-bye.